I never fit in, and the words I heard never sparked me in a good way. I bargained with Mom. I didn't expect to find an embracing and loving family at Bethel. I have found my spirit growing. It's an awesome gift for her to have left me.
I've invited members of our congregation each week to share briefly why it is that it's important for them to be a part of Bethel. Jim Lamb is going to be our witnessing steward this morning, and he's been working really diligently. In fact, he was working diligently just before we came in. I said, Jim, just remember that everybody loves you. So would you give him a round of applause just so he'll be aware of that?
When Pastor David asked if I would be a witnessing steward, I was surprised that I felt calm instead of anxiety. I haven't stood and spoken in front of a group of people since I was in the 6th grade, and that was to discuss the anatomy of a fly. That talk was easy because it was something I was incredibly interested in, and it helped that the subject matter also interested my fellow 6th graders. Similarly, with being a witnessing steward, I had a sense that this talk was not about me. I'm not up here to promote myself. I'm talking about God in me, and that makes this talk easier. This then is my out there hello to the Bethel family. And I consider lovingly all of you my family. For those of you that don't know me yet, my name is Jim Lamb, and I've been a member of Bethel for almost 8 years. It was 8 years ago that I needed to ask my mother to give up her car keys. This was a daunting request, and I worried what her response might be, but she agreed on one condition: that I was willing to take her to church on Sundays. And for me, this was an equally daunting request. As a kid, I had gone to church with Mom every Sunday, but it was never a good thing. I was either struggling to stay awake or struggling to feel comfortable. I never fit in, and the words I heard never sparked me in a good way. I bargained with Mom that I could agree to take her to church as long as she was willing to go to a gay-friendly church. We visited a few churches near her home and concurred that every time we visited Bethel, we walked away with something the pastor had said that just clicked in our head or our heart, and usually both. It was also true that of the churches we visited, Bethel was the friendliest and the most welcoming people. I don't recall that Mom was able to come to Bethel for much more than a few years before her physical limitations kept her close to home. This was enough time, though, for me to get comfortable with coming to Bethel on my own. And by that time, I'd found you to be my family. I didn't expect to find an embracing and loving family at Bethel. And I have appreciated the invitations to be a part of who we are. These are opportunities to get to know better the great people we have in our Bethel family. And I can profoundly attest that it is from these connections that I have found my spirit growing in light, in love, in compassion, and friendship. By being who you are and doing what you do at Bethel, you create a nurturing environment, one that has enabled a rebirth of my spirit with a nurtured growth. I can never thank you enough. In retrospect, it seems that instead of getting a ride to church, Mom's goal may have been to bring me closer to God. Maybe that had nothing to do with it, but it was the end result. It's an awesome gift for her to have left me, and a gift I hope to share with others.
whoever you are or wherever you are on life's journey, you are welcome here.